The final command from Jesus to his disciples and to his followers was to go into all the world and make disciples of all people in all nations. In my years as a minister, sending people on short and long-term mission trips has been very, very impactful upon their lives. Not only upon their lives, but the communities that they've served. But they themselves come back different people. Quite often, such a person returns with a greater appreciation of their faith, a better understanding of God's love. Today, I'm joined by two young adults who took part in our first ever Wesley Urban Mission. Zhu and Marty Cornford have both been part of this. Summer, why did you take part in Wesley Urban Mission?
Well, I realised that there's a need everywhere, and I think there's a need especially in our city, and I realised that we have a group of incredible young people who have such a passion for life and passion for Jesus, and what better way to do that than in their own neighbourhood with their friends in our city that we live in.
So when you saw it advertised, you said, I want to be part of that, really?
Yeah, and I just really feel like it's something that every young person needs to know, that they can make a change wherever they're at, no matter what they're doing, that they can make a change.
How did it come about for you then?
Well, Corey, my youth pastor, and Rick Dacey, they worked together because they used to go on work camps back in the States, and they thought it would be a great idea to do something like that in Sydney. So they came and approached me and asked me if they wanted to be a part of it and planning it and seeing how it would work in the context of Sydney.
What about raising the money that was necessary to do it? How did participants do that?
Yeah, so we used to, when we used to raise money for our camps, we used to sell shares. So we would ask the congregation, would you like to buy into the investment into the lives of these kids? And so we sold shares to our congregation, and they gladly invested into the kids' lives.
And for many, it involved much more than that, didn't it, really? Some people washed cars, mowed lawns, and did all kinds of things to be part of it. Marty, what were some of the things that you have in mind as highlights of the week?
I think one of them, on the first day, on the Monday, we went to the David Morgan Centre, which is the Centre for People with Disabilities, and we went and helped out with their work. Like, we put nutrition information on Hershey bars and just helped them, and it was great to be able to see how much they enjoyed us being there, and to be able to put a smile on their face by just serving them was really, really cool.
And also realising that these people, you can work alongside them, can't you? It's marvellous. Yeah. So were you impacted by what you did during the week?
Definitely, yeah.
How? Tell us how you were.
Well, it was just to be able to, like, with us serving, it was kind of feeling God doing his work. Like, I think we all felt God being there and working through us, doing what we were doing, serving our own community. So
somebody felt like you were really doing something, if I put it simply, really worthwhile.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think every single moment these kids just had a moment of realization that they could make a change, regardless of how small their action was, that together, as a group of people, that they made a huge difference wherever they were.
Yeah, and a pop star joined you one morning, is that right?
Yes, so we got to see Justin Bieber. None of us expected it. I definitely didn't expect it. It was a huge surprise and just a blessing to be able to, take part of that as well.
Yeah, that's great, really. And was it important to all living together for the week as well? Because I think if you come in every morning and gone off and done it, it wouldn't have been so easy, that would it? They're doing it together.
Yeah, because it was a good way to be able to bond a lot more as well, to be able to be together, sleep together, eat together, a good time to bond as a group.
What would you say to a young person who's thinking about this? Would you recommend it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we're going to do it again. And really, how for you has your faith grown?
It's grown a lot. Like, I could really see God there, like, a lot more than I had any other time. Like, when we were worshipping and when we were serving, just be able to feel God's presence and working through us, I think that was...
Look, I think one of the things that I really love is when people find it's an easy move from doing to honouring God. So you actually doing things that you believe is right, but then you turn to worship, and it's as natural as just moving from one room to another, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm hoping that's one of the things that's come out of it for you. And if somebody was considering coming on this experience, what's the one thing you would say that would be absolutely essential that they know to get them in on the buy? What would it be?
I just think that the young people of this generation, they're called to so much more than they are living right now. And I think that, when we step into everything that God has for us, like that's when we truly become ourselves. And I think that like these young people just need to know that, you know, they need to know that there's a practical way of doing that too, outside of their own everyday life, that they can really just take that 1 week out of their life and just really give it up to God and see what God can do with that. And I think that's so powerful.
What about you? Do you feel the same way, or is there other things that for you are important?
No, I think Summer got it there. Like,
And actually giving time to do something. And do you think that young people, if they saw this, just for a minute, they would say, I want that too?
I think so. Like, to be able to see the happiness and joy that we could bring people, like, I think like it's contagious and people would definitely want to be a part of that.
And you didn't have to go to the other side of the world to do a missionary trip?
Just in Cockatoo Island, it's heaps close. So
I bet if you talk to people at school, at college, at university, you'd say to them, "We're going on a missions trip." They would say, "Oh, where are you going to? Some fancy place?" And you say, no, Sydney.
Yeah.
People think you're stupid. But there is so much, isn't there, in our own city here and in each of the cities around Australia that are so important. Summer, how has being part of a local mission trip impacted your own personal faith?
What you said before was so right, just bringing hope into every aspect of my life. And I think being part of this program has shown me that no matter where I am, where I'm placed, no matter where I'm going, no matter what destination I'm at, that I can always be that beacon of light for people in their life. And I think that has impacted me so much.
And do you think you're changed because of it?
I think it's a change, definitely. I've begun to see that little things that I do in my life, whether it be my family, whether it be at university, they all impact and they all matter. And so I think that's the one thing that's changed, yeah.
Summer, thank you for that. Marty, you've got the big advert moment. Somebody's watching the programme and they're sharing with us, they're observing your excitement of what you've been through. They've seen the films and the shots that we've got. They're saying to themselves, I think I might go along and be part of that programme. You tell them now, you've got the big, what would you say to them?
Well, if you want to serve, if you want to see God's light, if you want to share your happiness and give other people hope and be able to do all that, then this is definitely what you want to do, and see the joy that it will bring other people who need it and haven't had that. It's really rewarding.
And same question to you, have you been changed by it?
Definitely.
That really is important, isn't it? Our email address and website, again, is impacttv@wesleymission.org.au, and you can go on the website at Wesley Mission and you can hear so much. I hope you've appreciated the thoughts from Mark 13. Do join us next week, same time, for another episode of Wesley Impact. Thank you and God bless you.